untuk public speaking di depan semua orang. Terima kasih SMLONE, making you better you.
Hi, my name is Sesi. Before joining the competition, I felt so nervous. I don't even want to join this competition. But later on, after I joined SMLONE, I feel like nervous is not a thing. So what I need to do is to practice more. The more you practice, the more you become confident. And on the day of the competition, of course, I felt a little bit nervous.
Halo, nama saya Stella. Saya adalah salah satu peserta profesional speaking arena. Hari ini saya mengikuti kompetisi. Saya nggak tahu bahwasannya saya bisa menang hari ini karena persiapan saya dari kemarin lumayan hektik karena hampir saja hari ini saya tidak jadi ikut kompetisi karena ada beberapa hal yang tiba-tiba urgent. Hari ini saya ikut kompetisi. Sebelum saya naik panggung itu saya merasa sangat nervous dan hampir lupa dengan apa yang saya persiapkan. Tetapi setelah saya mengikuti lombanya, saya merasa plong dan happy banget. Dulu saya itu orangnya sangat insecure dengan diri saya, tapi setelah saya mengenal SMLONE, saya lebih percaya diri untuk public speaking di depan semua orang. Terima kasih SMLONE, making you better you.
Hi, my name is Sesi. Before joining the competition, I felt so nervous. I don't even want to join this competition. But later on, after I joined SMLONE, I feel like nervous is not a thing. So what I need to do is to practice more. The more you practice, the more you become confident. And on the day of the competition, of course, I felt a little bit nervous, but not very nervous. It's because you kept practicing. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident you get. After the competition, I felt so relieved and I felt so happy. That's all about my testimony. SMLONE, making you better.
This SMLONE competition, I joined it kind of last minute because I didn't want to join it at first because I have a really busy schedule. But then I decided to join it and I made the script with the help of my parents. And when I come here, I feel so nervous because I'm not fully prepared because I only have exactly 1.5 days to memorize the whole script. When I was on stage, there were some points where my mind went blank because I wasn't memorizing it enough yet. But then SMLONE taught me a few tips and tricks, and one of them is how to improvise even if our brains went blank. And I kept doing that until the end. My speech went flawlessly, and then when my name was mentioned, it was so unexpected. Thank you SMLONE. SMLONE, making you better you.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Real Estate Policies.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Stanley.
And I am Lieutenant Colonel Bonita.
Today's Real Estate will be led by us, who will be the MC throughout this session.
Before we begin this special event for today, let me explain. Other than the living speech, Trainees are also required to take the real stage as a test for trainees in order to proceed to the next level by delivering a well-prepared speech.
We
We
also
also
have
have
another
another
test
test
known
known
as
as
the
the
written
written
post
post
test
test
to
to
measure
measure
your
your
knowledge
knowledge
about
about
public
public
speaking
speaking
theories,
theories,
such
such
as
as
what
what
you
you
should
should
and
and
shouldn't
shouldn't
do.
do.
This
This
real
real
stage
estate
is
is
definitely
definitely
going to be
going to
the
be the
exciting
exciting
one,
one,
as I
as
can
I can
see
see
a
a
lot of
lot of
wonderful
wonderful
speakers
speakers
in
in
this
this
room.
room.
Before
Before
we
we
begin,
begin,
we'd
we'd
like to
like to
take a
take a
moment to
moment to
introduce
introduce
and
and
thank the
thank
people
people
who
who
had the
had the
hardest
hardest
job
job
tonight.
tonight.
Our
Our
judges
judges
and
and
request
request
them
them
to
to
give
give
motivation to
motivation to
encourage
encourage
all of
all of
our
our
participants.
participants.
Our
Our
first
first
judge
judge
is
is
a
a
public
public
speaking
speaking
trainer.
trainer.
Please
Please
give a
give a
big
big
round of
round of
applause
applause
for
for
Miss
Miss
Cecilia.
Cecilia.
Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning. Wow, I saw some beautiful smiles this morning. Yeah, there are some beautiful smiles spotted, and there are some very nervous smiles. Are you okay? No. Okay. Okay. I know that you guys have prepared well for these. Yeah. And let me check. Who will go to real estate for private today? Private level. Oh, okay. Surgeon. Okay. Lieutenant Colonel? No one? Colonel? We have two colonels. Yeah? You can see your brother and sister colonel, they are chilling already. Why? Because today is not their first real stage. For you guys, if you today this is your first real stage, take a deep Take a deep breath. Okay? It's not as scary as it seems. I know the stage looks so tall for you right now, but trust me, you have prepared well, you have practiced in the class, you've done your script. Just remember, okay, to do your best. Script, no one knows it. Only you, your trainer, and them know it. Yeah? So today, your objective only one. Telling your story for how long? How long? How long? How long? 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah? Reach the 5 minute marks and remember to smile. Ya, oke. Selamat pagi Papa Mama. Papa Mama Anda bisa berdiri di sini dan melihat wajah-wajah anak-anak ya. Tapi saya percaya Papa Mama. Karena mereka hari ini mereka bertampil di depan, memberikan yang terbaik. Ya, kita doakan agar mereka bisa tampil dengan lancar. Ya, ini anak-anak yang udah di kolonel senyum, ya karena mereka ingat pengalaman pertamanya menjadi level private seperti apa. Ya, hari ini kita berikan dukungan untuk anak-anak kita agar bisa tampil maksimal. Ya, everyone remember to take a deep breath. Ya, take a deep breath. I believe you can do it. Okay, thank you. I give the control back to our MC today.
Thank you, Miss Cecilia. Wow, those are some words of encouragement. Don't you think, Stanley?
Yes,
Yes,
I agree, Monica. I hope the participants
participants
feel more encouraged. Now, our second judge is a very well experienced trainer. Please welcome our second judge, Sir Ricky Leonardi.
Thank you very much, MC. Hi there. Good morning, everyone. For those of you, I saw some new faces. Some of you are private student who's about to join your very first real stage. Congratulations! I'm wishing you all the best. And for those of you who are surgeon above, congratulations also for making it through this far. I know that journey is not a short one, but I just want to say that all of you who are probably still nervous or excited that you can't wait to start speaking, just want to say that I got you. I got your back. Let loose and just know that it's between you and the stage now. So all the best. Thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing some changes today. Yep, back to you, MC.
Thank you, sir. I assume the message will be very appreciated. And now, and
And now it is time for the written post test. You'll be given a few questions to test your knowledge about the theories of public speaking.
Don't worry, the questions are fairly easy. I'm sure all of you will pass. The question distributed are all from the input section in class. So, as long as you pay attention in class, I'm sure you will have no problem in answering these questions with ease. So, participants, please step outside and take the test. Good luck.
Please follow Miss Irene to downstairs to take the test. Now, because our friends are having a post test, we would like to invite Miss Cecilia to give the opening remarks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you MC. Bapak Mama, bolehkah kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk MC kita? Karena hari ini yang deg-degan bukan peserta saja, MC-nya juga deg-degan ya. Karena hari ini mereka juga ujian, okay? But you done a very well done job so far. Keep it up, okay? Nah, Bapak Mama, pertama-tama selamat datang di SMLONE Semarang. Terima kasih karena telah mempercayakan SMLONE menjadi tempat tumbuh kembangnya anak Anda, Bapak Mama. Ya, ini di SMLONE sendiri kita selalu percaya satu hal. Kita ingin membuat anak kita menjadi lebih baik lagi. Makanya SMLONE ada kata-katanya, SMLONE making you better you. Ya, saya sendiri ya, karena saya memegang sahabat center point, saya sendiri melihat banyak sekali anak-anak yang mengalami perubahan. Ya, terutama ketika mereka baru masuk di level private. Di SMLONE kita memiliki 6 level. Ya, ada private, sergeant, lieutenant colonel, lieutenant general, dan general. Mereka akan lulus setelah mereka selesai di general, Papa Mama. Ya, jadi di 6 level ini memiliki challenge yang berbeda-beda. Dimulai dari private. Private ini level foundationalnya. Ketika anak-anak datang, mereka akan langsung masuk ke level private, level pertama. Yang di challenge itu apa? Keberaniannya. Makanya hari ini, pertama, anak-anak private sebenarnya tujuan kita satu, agar mereka berani berdiri ke depan. Itu dulu, berani untuk berdiri, menceritakan kisah mereka. Kenapa? Karena untuk berdiri di depan itu tidak semudah yang dilihat. Ya, saya masih ingat pengalaman saya pertama kali berdiri di depan panggung itu ketika saya di kelas SMP. Saya ingat saya di-challenge oleh kepala sekolah saya untuk mengikuti lomba pidato bahasa Indonesia. Saya prepare-nya 3 bulan, Papa Mama. Latihan tiap hari dengan guru bahasa Indonesia saya. Saya sampai ke lokasi untuk kompetisi, berdiri di atas panggung, menyapa, ya selamat pagi Bapak Ibu semua dan para judges. Kemudian saya henti. Saya blank hingga waktu 2 menit. 2 menit saja berakhir. Dan kemudian saya duduk kembali. Itu adalah pengalaman pertama saya di atas panggung. Tapi itu yang membuat saya penasaran. Kenapa ya public speaking ini susah? Padahal berbicara saja. Kita berbicara dengan teman muda, ya dengan papa mama muda. Tapi kenapa kok di atas panggung disuruh berbicara? Beda rasanya. Tangan badannya dingin, kakinya lemas, ya jantungnya deg-degan. Nah inilah yang dialami oleh anak-anak hari ini. Ya. Jadi papa mama, apapun yang mereka lakukan hari ini, bantu kami untuk memberikan dukungan. Percayalah, hal pertama yang mereka lakukan setelah selesai berpidato, mereka bukan melihat kami, judges. Mereka bukan melihat trainersnya. Yang mereka akan cari ekspresinya, pertama kali adalah ekspresi papa mama. Jadi bantu kami untuk berikan dukungan. Dengan apa? Apapun yang terjadi, kita berikan senyum yang luar biasa, kita berikan tepuk tangan. Karena di masa mereka, di usia mereka, encouragement itu penting sekali. Mereka perlu merasa bangga dari bukan hanya hasilnya, tapi dari progres yang mereka lalui. Nah, papa mama, di sini ada juga beberapa anak-anak yang bukan pertama kali real stage. Ya, kami mengalami beberapa anak yang sudah di level kolonel dan general, karena mereka sudah memiliki dasar public speaking ya. Mereka kenapa? Karena mereka disuruh pidato lagi dan lagi. Memang challenge-nya berbeda. Ada podcast, ya, ada debat. Setiap level itu berbeda. Tapi mereka merasa mereka sudah bisa. Kenapa harus real stage lagi? Tapi ini adalah fase yang normal. Papa mama, anak-anak ketika dia merasa dia sudah mulai bisa, dia merasa sudah tahu, dan dia belum mengerti bahwa skill itu perlu dilatih dan dilatih lagi, diulang lagi hingga dia bisa mencapai titik yang dia bangga. Jadi ketika dia dimanapun dan apapun yang dia lakukan, dia bisa melakukan panggung itu. Nah itu yang kita cari. Itulah kenapa SMLONE level sampai level general. Karena di level general bukan lagi dari skill public speaking-nya saja yang kita nilai, tapi juga dari mannernya, cara dia membawa diri, bagaimana dia bisa menguasai bukan hanya panggung, tapi juga interaksi kesehariannya. Karena tidak jarang kita melihat orang-orang yang sudah jago berbicara, sudah bisa menaklukkan skill berbicara ini, dia tumbuh menjadi sosok yang arogan, sosok yang jumawa, yang sombong. Dan itu yang kita tidak mau untuk anak-anak lulusan kami. Oleh karena itu, Papa Mama, terima kasih karena telah mempercayakan SMLONE. Dan kami sangat ingin bekerja sama untuk bagaimana kita bisa membuat anak-anak ini lebih baik lagi. Setiap anak berbeda, ya, challenge-nya berbeda, dan caranya ada yang mirip-mirip, tapi ada juga yang berbeda. Jadi kita melihat anak-anak ini bertumbuh dengan cara yang berbeda-beda. Ya, itu kenapa di SMLONE penting sekali bagi kita untuk anak-anak mereka belajar membuat skrip sendiri, belajar bercerita, belajar mengeluarkan isi hati mereka. Karena di sanalah bibit mereka untuk percaya pada diri sendiri. Jadi Bapak Mama, kita juga memiliki QR code ya. Miss, boleh ditampilkan QR code kita? Jika Bapak Mama ada masukan, ada saran, atau kita mau berdiskusi ya mengenai perkembangan anak atau bagaimana membuat anak menjadi lebih baik, Bapak Mama boleh masukkan di bagian kiri ya, yaitu SMLONE Feedback Hub. Nah, itu boleh dibantu scan Bapak Mama untuk kita boleh sharing-sharing di sana. Yaitu nanti akan langsung dibaca oleh SMLONE Management. Tahu ketika parents trainer meeting, kita setiap tahun kan ada parents. I know you have tried your best to do the exam, and I know you have tried your best to do the exam, and now you're gonna try your best to go to the stage. Yeah, you have practiced well. Remember, if you're nervous, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Usually, what I will do if I'm nervous and my hands is cold, you know what will I do? I'll shake my hand. Yeah, I'll shake my hand. I'll let the blood flow back to my tip of finger. Yeah, I'll shake my hand. It helps you get calm. Okay. Good luck, all the trainees. Good luck. Ya, ini kolel-kolelnya udah santai banget ya. Mereka udah lihat-lihat, udah baca-baca. Ini perfectly good luck, everyone. Drink waters, yeah, and show your words. Okay, we're rooting for you. Ya, thank you ya, Papa Mama. Jika ada apapun itu, kita boleh berbincang nanti selama real stage ataupun setelah real stage. Ya, Terima kasih. I'm giving the control back to our little trainees that done really well so far. Yeah? Back to you, MC.
So, everyone, how was the test? Was it easy?
Easy? Maybe.
I'm sure that it's very easy and all of you did great on the test. Now, it's time to start explaining the rules for real stage.
First of all, it is necessary for all of you to put your phone in silent mode throughout the whole session, so the speakers won't face any disturbance and can speak smoothly.
Second, during a speaker speech, it will be such a pleasure if you don't go in or out the room. Otherwise, it will distract the speakers. Third, littering is not allowed in the room.
Lastly, at the end of each speech, speakers will receive feedback and comments from the judges. For those audiences who want to give feedback, you can give your feedback as well as by accessing the link here. But please don't type anything unnecessary.
Now we will continue and explain the time limits.
For private, you can deliver any speech for 5 to 7 minutes. In 5 minutes, we will turn on the green light. In 6 minutes, the timer will turn on the yellow light. And in 7 minutes, the timer will turn on the red light.
For surgeons, you can deliver any speech with the usage of either PowerPoint, music, property for 5 to 7 minutes each. In 5 minutes, our timer will turn on the green light. In 6 minutes, they will turn on the yellow light. And in 7 minutes, they will turn on the red light.
For lieutenant colonel, you can either sell a product or moderate a speech. If you sell a product, you have 8 to 10 minutes to talk. In 8 minutes, our timer will turn on the green light. In 9 minutes, they will turn on the yellow light, and in 10 minutes, they will turn on the red light. If you moderate a speech, you have 10 to 15 minutes to moderate it. In 10 minutes, you will turn on the green light. In 12 minutes and 30 seconds, we will turn on the yellow light, and in 15 minutes, we will turn on the red light.
The lieutenant general level will be giving evaluations for 2 speakers. Each participant will have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate 1 speaker.
And you will have 30 seconds before you get disqualified.
Also, remember that you deliver your speeches, please ring the bell and say,
That was easy.
Once again, a reminder for all participants to always pay attention to the time limit. Just like all the speeches you did prior to this stage, in case if the speech is too short, it won't be meaningful. On the other hand, we will lose our audience attention if the speech is too long.
It is time to begin the real stage. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I come? Oh, okay. I miss. I don't know, it randomly pop up, miss. It's okay, miss, but because I remember that part of the script, but if we continue, I forget all. But you remember it? Okay. Let's just go first. Come. Bonita, do you know about fire?
Yes, I know.
What about the fire inside you? Do you know anything about that?
No, I'm really curious.
Well, talking about the fire inside you, our first speaker today is someone who I know personally from the class of Onyx and goes by the name of Talisa Yonan. Let's welcome Talisa Yonan to the stage. Wait, who? Check how. Oh, anything. Do you know fire is hot?
Yes.
Do you know that the fire inside you is not hot?
Well, I don't know, but I'm really curious. Maybe our first speaker of the day will tell us, is it hot or no?
Maybe, or maybe they will say is outside or inside, or the fire is inside of someone, I don't know. Maybe it's inside that box.
Maybe.
Maybe it's, I mean, it is there because the fire inside is technically there. What? No, oh, our first speaker today is Talisha Yonan. Talisha Yonan, the fire inside Talisha Yonan. You have 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours.
Okay, so I'm holding a matchstick. You see this? It doesn't look that special, right? But inside it, there's an energy waiting to come alive. And when we light it up, it will burn with strength. I believe that almost everyone here, we all is similar to this matchstick. We might look quiet from the outside, but deep inside us, there's an energy waiting to come alive and waiting for the right moment. It might be your passion, your courage, or even just your will to keep going even when things get hard. Okay, our fire is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. But those quiet things are what normally help us through hard times. When we fail at something, when someone says you're not good enough, or when you just simply lost something or someone you love. I'd like to tell you guys a story. There's once a girl called Livia. She loved paintings and drawings more than anything. Her dream was to create art that could inspire others. And every day she painted and painted, from the blue sky, the stars, the oceans. And one day she joined an art competition. And, oh my God. She joined an art competition. And she lost. When her teacher found out that she lost, the teacher told her that she should start drawing something more normal instead of drawing so strangely. Those words inside her broke her heart. Every time she tries to draw now, that voice inside her head keeps reminding her that she's not good enough and she will never. So slowly, she stopped painting or drawing. One evening, her brother came into her room. He knocked. And when he came in, he asked Livia if she could draw him. At first, Livia wanted to say no. But after she saw hope in his eyes, she finally agreed. And after she drew the picture,
The brother smiled and clapped. Wow, he said. The dragon looks like it's alive. It looks like it's real. And that's for the first time in weeks, Livia finally smiled. She finally realized that the fire inside her, it never faded. It was only waiting for the right moment and the right time for her to believe again. Now, this matchstick. This matchstick is so similar to Livia. It might look quiet from the outside, but when we strike it, it wakes up. See this? Even if it only burns for a while, it burns with everything it has. It burns with all the fire it has. And when it fades, it left a sense of warmth. Even that warmth can create a whole new fire. That's what makes this so powerful. When things get hard, I want you to not run away from the fire. I want you to let it guide you instead of letting it burn you. Maybe you don't need to burn so bright, but maybe you don't need to burn forever. Maybe you just need to burn bright enough for someone to see. For someone to see your light and make their own. Because one matchstick can create a whole wildfire. And one person can change everything. Maybe that person is you. So I want you to think, what is your fire? What is your spark? Whether it's doing art, sports, or just simply helping others, I want you to keep it, to feed it, and to let it burn. Because one day, we will need your spark. And when that day comes, I hope you let your spark shine and let it go. Thank you.
Oh, that was a great speech. I think
Fire inside you. I thought a fire was that box over there. Turns out it is in all of us. So let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let's us welcome our judge, Miss Cecilia.
Is this your first real speech, right? Private? Okay. I like it. You know, technical issue can happen anytime, right? That is what happened on the stage. It can happen anytime, anywhere. In the moment that it's very unexpected. But today, I think you managed the technical issue really well. Yeah? You are able to project your vocal with a good power, so it's very audible. And also we can listen to it clearly. So at the end, which is the goal, is for your pitch to be delivered, you deliver it. Yeah? So I really like how you are able to tell us your story about the fire inside, and the message is clear, which you deliver with interesting thoughts, which is the next thing that you light up on the stage, which make a heart drop. I'm afraid that it's gonna burn you. That's a very risky thing to do. But I like that you took that time and that risk to show an analogy, right? As a speaker, a visual representation, which is an analogy, is really important. Because
Thank you very much, Miss Cecilia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. You can please ring the bell and go back to your seat. That was easy. Before moving on to the next speakers, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback from which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Hello? Hello? I don't need a script. Hello? Oh.
Yeah, until so this some part is like when the sticker people.
Stanley, I bet you know what's money, right?
Yeah?
But do you know the history of it?
No, I thought it was just made from paper.
Well, you're so lucky today because our second speaker of the day is going to talk about history of money. Let us welcome Ikshul to the stage.
You again? Oh, okay.
History of money.
Complicated. And so, the idea of money began taking shape. Around 3,000 years ago, people started using commodity money, things that had value in themselves. For example, cows, shells, salts, and cocoa beans and other such things were used as commodity money. For example, in China, people use cows, shells, and salt as money. But there's still another problem. Cows were too heavy to bring around. Salt could get wet or melt, and shells were simply too inconvenient to the pockets. And so, people started looking for something more efficient, portable, and universal. Next came metal money. People figured out that metals like gold, silver, or copper were kind of rare. So, in the kingdom of Lydia, which is now part of Turkey, around 600 BCE, they started shaping these metals into circular bits. Each of these were called metal coins. Each of these had a stamp to show its value and who issued it. It soon spread out widely, and soon Greece, Rome, India, and even China started using it, being the first truly global form of money. But still, coins were too heavy to bring around, especially if you need a good amount of it. And so, in the Tang Dynasty, the Chinese government began making paper banknotes. These banknotes were written promises to pay later on in gold or silver. And eventually, the Europeans began taking special kind of paper. They added some creativity, some value, and voila. Paper money soon began forming. As paper money grew, people needed a safe place to put their money. And so, banks began rising. Originally, these banks were made to put paper banknotes. But eventually, it became a trust fund money base, and people started using it to put their money and life savings, trusting the government with their whole life savings. This showed just how strong humans' trust could be with the government. And the kind of payment we use nowadays is digital payment. We use our mobile phone and apps like GoPay or PayPal. And really recently, there's a new form of money, cryptocurrencies.
such as bitcoins. These cryptocurrencies use blockchain to record transactions securely and safely. No one would know how money will look like in the future. Maybe we'll have digital wallets all around, or maybe we'll invent something completely new. But all we know for sure is that money would keep evolving like how it has for thousands and thousands of years. So every time you look at this piece of money, think about how long it has gone. It went through from trading to salts and shells to coins and eventually this money. This journey teaches us that just one small creativity could build the biggest bridges, solving problems that millions thought was impossible. The history of money teaches us that how strong humans' trust could be, how one small creativity could change the world, and how humans adapt. It's not that. And so, this journey teaches us that maybe just one small little creativity could have such a huge impact on society that it could give massive change to the whole entire world. That's all for my speech. Thank you. Okay, can I leave now? I spoke too fast.
Wow, thank you for your wonderful speech. Now, let's have feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Sir Ricky.
Hi there, Excel. Fantastic speech. I always am amazed at people who could deliver an informative speech. It's always one of the most challenging speeches to deliver, because preparation to make sure that the information that you present will be smooth. I mean, if you didn't prepare enough, it's gonna show. And I feel like there are lots of effort that was put into it. I really do. The information was delivered pretty smoothly. I think the opening was amazing. You used props and you used some background stories of your personal experience of how this paper came to be. It attracts attention, right? The information of how money evolves is also very interesting. It starts from the just item to paper to cryptos and different kind of e-money. And I think the closing also perfectly wraps it up. It just gives us more appreciation to the thing we call money. And you could do all that while giving off good hand gestures and appropriate delivery. So I think that's something worth appreciating. One thing I can see also is when we are speaking, is sometimes we deal with lots of words, particularly in making sure people understand what we're talking about. You see, when you're delivering informative speech, you want to make sure that you want to speak a bit slower in order for people to digest what you're trying to say, because it was information, right? The moment you miss that, you would not be able to go back to that. So that means that be aware of the pacing. It can be a bit quick, and it also causes you to lose some clarity when you're speaking, which means the enunciation, some words can be a bit hard to comprehend. And at the same time, I am aware that there was some, stuttering that happened when you're closing it. But my suggestion is actually you can have just close it right there when you say, because the purpose of closing is just to give message. So message should be ideally simple and short. So actually just one sentence, right? So next time you see money, just remember this. Full stop. That's it. It would have made it almost. It would have been so perfect if you could have ended right there. So there's no need of extension and stress yourself out with so many memorizing. Anyhow, all the best for your future speeches. I see lots of potential. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Ricky. I believe the feedback will be very useful. That was easy.
Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the form.
Tes. Tes.
After this, third speaker, yeah. Speaker is Kenji, yeah.
Bonita, have you ever heard of something called butterfly effect?
No, I never studied that.
Same as I, because I think butterfly effect is the effect where butterfly contacts with humans, but I'm not quite sure. Well, lucky for us, our third speaker for today is someone from the class of Topas and goes by the name of Kenji Ryo Kusumo. Let's welcome Kenji Ryo Kusumo to the stage. Kenji Ryo Kusumo, butterfly effect, Kenji Ryo Kusumo. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and it is yours. Good luck.
Have you ever thought, what if I do this? Or what if I do that? What will happen? Well, I think most of you guys have ever thought of that. So that's why I chose a topic which is very relatable to this question. And this topic is called the butterfly effect. Do any of you know what is butterfly effect?
No.
Well, if you guys don't know it, I'll just tell you. Butterfly effect is something that we do which is small but can cause a big change later. It comes from an idea which says, when a butterfly flaps its wing, it can cause a chain of events that could start a storm in another part of the world. So what can we learn from this? We can learn that a small action can cause a big result later. And a butterfly effect is not all about science. It can also happen in our daily life. Like every small action, every word, every action, every choice can affect other people and even the whole world. Like, let me give you guys an example. When we help a friend, that friend might get happier and help another person. But when we talk mean to someone, that person might get hurt and even cause problems later. So what we do really matters. And let me tell you guys a personal story of mine. When I was a kid, I was very overweight. And I didn't care about my health at all. I just eat unhealthy food, never exercise, and sleep late. And I said this, it's just a small action, right? Why do I care? And after I said that, the next day I realized something. I can get easily out of breath and tired easily. And couldn't even focus at class. And I think, I should change now because something bad might happen. So I changed. I started to eat healthy food and exercise more and even sleep earlier. And when I did that, it caused a butterfly effect. Because what if I never did that? I will still be overweight and unhealthy. But because I did that, I'm more healthier than before. And that's one of my butterfly effect story. So let me tell you another butterfly effect story, which is famous. 100 years ago, in 1914, there was a man called Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He was known as the leader in Austria, in Europe, and one day he went to a city called Sarajevo, and citizens hated him, and they tried to kill him. But guess what? The plan failed. Archduke was still alive. But after that, he went to a hospital to visit his officer who got hurt. And at that time, at that perfect timing, his driver took the wrong turn. But it's just a wrong turn, right? Why do we care? But because of that wrong turn, there was a person, an attacker called Gavrilo Princip, who hated Archduke. And he saw Archduke's car right in front of him. So he just stood up, took his gun, and shot at him. And just because of that wrong turn, caused Archduke death and even caused World War I. One of the biggest wars in history. Millions of people died, many countries were destroyed, and even the whole world changed. Just because of one small mistake, a wrong turn. And this shows us how small action could be very powerful. And sometimes we think, small action don't really matter at all, but they do. It can cost a whole life and even the whole world. So what can we do? We can think before we do something, because our kindness, our choice, our decision can cause a big change. And even we don't see them right away. We should think smart and do good things, because when we do good things, it can cause a big positive change. To end my speech, I want to say this. Think before we do something, because when we do something, a small action can cause a big difference later. So I want to say, again, when a butterfly flaps its wing, it can cause a big change later. I'm Kenji, signing off.
Now I'm just scared to wash my hands. What if it caused World War III? Well, that was a great speech. Now let's call one of our judges to give some feedback. Let's welcome Miss Cecilia.
Okay, thank you. Kenji. Kenji, your first real stage? How is it? Scary. You know, when you go on the stage, right, I can feel your fear, because it shows in your expression, right? You're so tense, right? I keep telling you to smile, but you cannot smile. But when you speak and deliver your speech today, I really wish I had a history teacher like you, because you're able to tell me not only how World War I started, but also how interesting it is when you wrap it up in the concept of butterfly. So I love that your story have a very clear structure, where you start with a very good opening, right? There's a very interesting question. Then you start with your first story, which is about yourself. You know, we always told our students like, story self. And the best story is your own story. And you put that in your speech, right? I love that you tell that you learn a butterfly effect when you choose your lifestyle, your food, right? And now you feel healthier of it. Then you transition to a historical topic. Yeah? Me as a listener, actually, I don't like historical topics. I find it very boring. But today, you are able to intrigue my curiosity and make me interested to find more about how World War I started. And that is the power of a good speaker. You're able to change someone's mind, and you're able to inspire and inform them. Right? So I think as a speaker, and today completing the first real stage, You done an amazing job. You should be proud of us. Okay? What you can do better is some simple things. Yeah? I believe your skill will develop through the time with more speaking projects you complete, with more different challenges you complete. But today, I want to give you one feedback. Yeah? Your body posture. I saw that today you arched your shoulder a bit. Now try this. Raise up your shoulder. Pull it on the back. Lower it down. Yes. When you speak, have this posture. Because this will instantly make you look 10 times more confident. Okay? Yeah? So that is my feedback for you. I love your story. Thank you for telling us about this. I'm excited to see your next real speech. Yeah? Thank you. Let's give applause for Kenzie. That was easy.
Thank you, Mrs. Lia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Now let us 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback which was very appreciated for.
Stanley, do you like to eat ice cream?
Yes, but depends what flavor.
Well, same. Depends on what flavor. So, our fourth speaker of the day is going to talk about the history of ice cream. Let's welcome Emily Santo. Emily Santo, history of ice cream, Emily Santo. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Good luck.
Good luck.
Some people say that money can't buy happiness. But it can buy ice cream. And honestly, have you ever seen someone frown while eating a double scoop? No, right? Cold, creamy, and full of flavor. Ice cream is one of those rare desserts that never goes out of style. Whether if it's a reward after a long day, a treat on a hot afternoon, or maybe a scoop shared with friends. It somehow just never fails to make your day better. Believe it or not, ice cream has actually been around for thousands of years. So let's go back in time to more than 2,000 years ago. Yes, 2,000. Back in ancient China, when people there started mixing snow, milk, and rice. It wasn't exactly ice cream, but hey, it was a start. Then, as trade and travel spread, ice cream made its way to Europe. And by the 1600s, kings and queens in France and England
started enjoying it at royal dinners. So basically, back then, you could only eat ice cream if you're really, really rich. And since there were no freezers yet, keeping ice frozen was so hard that if you managed to finish it before it melted, that itself was a royal achievement. Fast forward to the 1800s, when technology got better and ice cream became easy to produce. That's when ice cream finally became something everyone could enjoy. No crown required. Street vendors began selling it to the public, and suddenly, happiness was only a few coins away. And then came one of the greatest dessert inventions ever. Do you guys know what it is? It was the ice cream cone. The story goes that at a fair in the 1900s, a man selling ice cream ran out of cups. Next to him was a waffle maker who just rolled up one of his waffles into cone shape. And the rest is history. So thanks to that guy, we can now walk, talk, and eat ice cream at the same time without having to hold a sticky bowl. And during the World War II, ice cream even had a job. It was given to soldiers to remind them of home and keep their spirits up. Honestly, if I were a soldier, ice cream would definitely boost my morale too. And after the war, ice cream became a symbol of joy and peace. Shops popped up everywhere, machines made production faster, and flavors exploded in variety. Suddenly, everyone had their favorite. Whether if it was chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or if you're feeling adventurous, maybe even durian. But ice cream isn't only about flavors or history. Sometimes it's about the moments. Sharing scoops after school with your friends, celebrating your birthday with a huge sundae, or laughing when someone's cone melts faster than they can finish it. Somehow, ice cream just makes every situation a little softer, a little sweeter, and a little less serious. It's one of those rare things that bring people together. No arguments, no stress, just a few happy minutes of peace and sugar. So, from ancient China to modern cities, from royal tables to school canteens, ice cream has traveled through centuries, changing with time, but really never losing its magic. It survived wars and heat waves, but it's still everyone's go-to treat. Today, ice cream is everywhere, in cups, cones, sandwiches, and sundaes. It's part of our celebrations, our comfort, and our memories. So, the next time you're holding a cone or a bowl, think about how far that scoop has come. From a bowl of snow thousands of years ago to the freezer in your kitchen today. Ice cream has brought smiles across generations, connected cultures, and sweetened millions of lives. It's more than just dessert. It's a tiny scoop of happiness that somehow just always hits the spot. I hope you learned something new about ice cream today, and that's all for my speech. Thank you.
Wow, your speech is so amazing, Emily. Now, let us welcome one of our judges to give the feedback. Let us welcome Sir Ricky.
Hi there. Emily, one of the things I noticed from your speech is that the speech had character. There is a sense of, consistency that was done throughout your speech. Informative speech, and one of the hardest things an informative speaker do is usually how to make sure the speech can be interesting for people. And you made the speech, the informative speech, an art of entertainment. Now it's a start. You started with a joke, how money can't buy happiness, but they can buy ice cream, which relatable, I agree. And also, he was also down to empower your speech. So I would say there's a consistency that was there. And obviously, it was also well prepared. Aside from the closing, it was very smooth. And sometimes people forget speech every now and then, so don't put too much pressure into it. And the gesture, I would say you don't walk around stage a lot, but you have a variety of gesture. I'd say that's very appropriate for your level. So great job with the preparation, and I can see the level of preparation is there. I feel like one thing that you could challenge yourself further as you go into surgeon later on is all obviously more expressive. When you're telling jokes or when you're talking about something intriguing, you want to try to tweak your vocal a bit. So it sounds as if you are really telling a joke. Or, like, for example, there's a difference between saying a little bit softer, a little sweeter, and a little less fierce. And saying it makes it a little softer, a little sweeter, and maybe a little less fierce. So there's a little bit of expressiveness there. It makes people, live in your speech, right? So it doesn't sound more too monotone. I mean, you've got fantastic voice. Your voice is very consistent. It would be perfect if you're delivering a serious or persuasive. But for speech that is so filled with jokes like this, I felt like I could have used the opportunity for that. And secondly, also maybe learn to try to challenge yourself to go around the stage for a bit, and you'll have a lot of time to do it as you progress in your real stage. But for a private, that's a fantastic speech. So all the best.
Very much, Suriki. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence so our judges and parents can feel the feedback, which be very appreciated by the trainees.
Check.
Polita, what's your favorite game?
Maybe I like to play Block Blaster or some more blocks games like that.
Well, I think there's a lot of other games that people enjoy.
Yeah.
And talking about games, we can learn more games that there's a lot of conflict between Roblox there's a lot of conflict between Roblox and parental controls.
Yeah, that's why my mom don't really allow me to play Roblox.
Miss, do you play Roblox? Yes. What games do you play? I never heard of that. Well, let's welcome Shane Felicio Lim. Shane Felicio Lim, games, Shane Felicio Lim. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck. The stage is yours.
Games, games, games. Who love to play games here? Please raise up your hand. Thank you. So today I'll be talking about games. This is the first game ever. And the name is Tennis for Two, and the creator is William Higginbottom. And here's how to play Tennis for Two. There will be two buttons right here, and when the ball bounces to you, you just need to press the button and the ball will bounce back to the opposing net. And there is two modes which you can play with computer or you can play with your siblings, parents, and your friends. And now top 3 games in 2025 are first, Mobile Legends, second, Roblox, and third, Minecraft. This is Mobile Legends, where you can play many heroes right there, and you can also fight right there, and you can buy something, and you need like money to use the money in Mobile Legends, which is diamond. This is Roblox, where there is so many games in it, and the games in it are sometimes fun and sometimes are not fun. This is Minecraft, where you can explore, create, and survive in it. In creative mode, you can just create anything you want, but you need the real one, not the fake one. The real one, you need to pay. For the fake one, you can only use survival mode, which you need to craft, and the fake one, you also have time to play in one world. The time to play in fake one is 2 hours, and if you want to play more, you need to create another world, and you will be given time 2 hours again. From these 3 games, what is your favorite? Can I ask for Mobile Legends? Please raise up your hand. For Roblox? And for Minecraft? Oh, no one like Minecraft. And can you now please try to guess my favorite game right now? But the clue is about Pokemon, but it's an arcade, not a game in a phone, iPad, tablet, or laptop. Yes? Yes, correct. It's Pokemon Megastar, which is a very popular game right now, and it is so overrated, but sometimes people don't play it because people find it not interested. And I will show you the props. Where is it? This is it. This is the slides, and this is the picture. In Pokemon Megastar, there is 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and 6-star. 6-star is the Black Megastar, which is like very hard to find and very hard to catch. But for the special one, it's the yellow one. It's special and limited edition. It's hard to get. You just have to find in the machine. You just have to find 5-star or 6-star, which is the best one. 5-star is the second, and 6-star is the first. And where to play in Tepe is in front of Playtopia Arcade, and there is so many machines right there, which now is not really crowded already, but sometimes it is crowded. And the machine, if I'm not wrong, there is 7 or 8 right there. And here's how to play Pokemon Megastar. First, you need to pay using QRIS. And second, you need to insert the coin or credit. And third, you will have 2 choices to play, which is Catch Now or Battle and Catch. Catch Now is where you can randomly get, you don't know what Pokemon you get because it's in like the grass, and the machine will spin it for you. So you need to stop it, and sometimes it's 6 star. And if you choose Battle and Catch, you need to battle the Pokemon, and lastly, you need to catch it. But remember everyone, not every game is good. Sometimes game is bad, and sometimes games is good. So this is the end of my speech. I'm suggesting ending my speech. Thank you.
What a very interesting speech.
I love games. Well, now let's get judge to give some feedback. Our judge is Miss Cecilia.
Thank you. Okay, Shane. Shane, you are a surgeon, and today your challenge is using props, and you choose slides to use it, and also you bring out your, what do you call it? Mezatep. Okay, yeah, okay. Generational gap. Okay. I really like that. How you bring us to your world, which is games, right? I myself rarely play games. Yeah? And I love that you tell us about, okay, what is the trending games right now for people who's your age, right? And you are able to make the whole participants here, which is the trainees, to participate in your stage, right? By raising hand, guessing their games, right? This one is their favorite. And I see your first smile when you say, oh, no one likes Minecraft. So that is a very beautiful smile you give. I just wish, because this topic is a very interesting topic for you, right? You choose this topic because I assume you like playing games, right? I wish that since in the beginning, you smile already. Because this is a fun topic, right? You're talking about something fun, right? So smile, show your expression more. And I only see you smile twice in your speech, which is when you say, no one likes Minecraft, which is, I don't know, is it sad? And also the second thing is when you say, my favorite game, which is Pokemon, la la la. I don't even remember the name. So, I wish you smile more. Yeah? And another point is, you can open your hand just a better. Right? When you hold something, especially, but very good. Yeah, I love that you make it yourself with your image that with less words, and I love the choice of pictures. It's so expressive, and it really you, right? If I will say it's very age appropriate. If the previous speaker they are more mature, they choose interesting topic and some very hard topics, right? Today I love your topics because it's your age, and thank you for sharing it with us. Yeah, I would love to hear what else you love, yeah, other than games. You say that there is a bad game and there's a good game, but you haven't told us what is the good game and what is the bad game and why. So I love to hear it both. Okay, Shane? Good job, well done, and looking forward to see your next girl stage performer. Let's give applause to Shane here.
Thank you, Mrs. Cecilia. That believes that the message will be very useful. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear babies and parents can feel the feedback.
Stanley, do you know the meaning of the clothes that you're wearing now?
Yes, the meaning of these clothes is to perform at SMLONE.
Well, maybe it has another meaning. And our sixth speaker of today is going to talk about the meaning behind a beautiful fabric. Let's welcome Marwa Alia Sakina Rangkuti. Maria Alia Sakina Rangkuti, the meaning behind a beautiful fabric. The meaning behind a beautiful fabric, Marwa Alia Sakina Rangkuti. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever touched something that felt like it held something inside it? For Batak people, that something is ulas. The ulas began story is from the Batak ancestors who inhabited the cold, mountainous highlands surrounding Lake Toba, leading them rely on this woven cloth from the simple blanket into a sacred cloth, one of the three essential sources of heat. And it is developed complex symbolic patterns and colors by Batak women on the Godogan loom. With the act of mangulasi or gifting ulas, blessing, protection, and love. Ulas is usually used for the ceremonies, and there are a lot of types of ulas, and there are 3 examples of the types that has the different meaning each of it. Ulas Ragidup symbolizes a good life and lasting blessing. It is traditionally served for the people who are major matrilineals, like weddings and important Thanksgiving ceremonies. The ulas mangiring is a message of prosperity and happiness. It is usually gifted with a specific message in it, like the eldest child will guide and provide their younger siblings. Representing maturity and wisdom, the ulas tumtuman is customarily worn by parents and the elders who are served as the community leaders and advisors. Ulas is usually used in traditional ceremonies, such as weddings. In wedding ceremonies, ulas is given as a parental love, as a gift for life, and also it is for a symbol of a family unity. In death ceremony, ulas is given as a sign of love. It is given as a last respected for the deceased or his family. And in traditional clothing, ulas is an official clothing for the traditional figures or ceremony participants. There are several important things to make ulas. There are, first, the cotton is spun into yarn or thread. The second, the yarn is colored by the natural dyes from plants and leaf to achieve the deep red manubar and months of black hues. The third step is to create the intricate patterns. Several threads are tightly tied, and before being done. This technique is called ikat. The fourth step is the prepared thread are assembled and woven on a traditional handloom, gedogan, to form a large cloth. And finally, to add the decorative fringes and tie sirat to complete the ulos and enhance it. And ulos in traditionally is usage strictly ritual. But now, modern products are often use ulos as their motif products. For example, the cooperatory fashion. Ulos is used to make the motif of the dress, the jacket, and also shirt. And there are also accessories like bags, wallets, and also hats. And lastly, home decor such as the wall hanging and tablecloth. Ulos is a message of love, protect, blessing, and warmth to process into from generation to generation by Batak culture. It's not only carry deep meaning, but also it carry a good and beautiful richness of Indonesian culture. So the next time you see ulos, remember that you're not just looking at a beautiful piece of fabric. You're seeing a warmth of Lake Toba's people, the blessing of the Batak ancestors, and the hand-woven legacy that brings stories in Batak heart, so that you hold the story. And I am Marwa. Thank you.
Wow, Marwa, your speech is so amazing. Now, let us welcome one of our judges to speak the feedback. Let us welcome Sir Ricky.
All right, thank you very much. So Marwa, I can see that there are so many love that's been put into this speech. I really do. There was from the way you delivered that, there was you have good focal projection. There's a power in it, right? And also, I feel like the speech is also very well prepared. You don't seem to rely on the slide as much, and it was just very smooth overall. I can see the love and I can feel it. I hope that you do too. The opening, I like the way you started by asking a question because it attracts attention. And the closing, I feel like it's also very appropriate. You're just telling us about how this one piece of cloth has lots of history and stories behind that. So it was very appropriate. So I would say it was a very well-made speech, and the preparation that you put into it, I think it's very much appreciated. Now, for one thing, I feel like when it comes to the slides, right, I would say for most it was very nicely made. There isn't too many unnecessary text. It was just enough to intrigue and so people could focus more on you. Just one thing maybe for the opening, there's a question that was this and that. Again, for my thought is whenever I'm using the slide, my thinking is, would this be a text that people would understand without me needing a slide? Well, the question, if you ask me that without a slide, I would still understand. So you wouldn't need to do it. But it was just a very tiny thing. However, one thing I noticed is the way you deliver. Just now, Mr. Celia told me that you sound like a very trained announcer, and I completely agree. There's a certain sense of charisma that you put there, and that's a gift that you should definitely work on. Now, one thing that I feel could have been improved further is the way you place the intonation. Let me just give an example. Just now when you say, it is usually given with a specific message. Now, when I hear this, now firstly it sounds amazing, but it felt at the same time that you're being pulled in lots of direction because you put so intonation in almost all of the words. So, when you're speaking, you want to ensure that you just put stress on maybe one, two, and percent. So in case, it would sound probably something like, it is usually given with a specific message. So you would stress on the specific instead of the whole text. So people know what to focus on, right? People know which one to hang on, any word that you say. Marwa, you've got so many potential. Never lose the love you have for this speech in the future. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Seriki. I assume the message is very appreciated.
That was easy.
Now, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear judges and parents can fill the feedback form.
Don't you think portable chargers are life-changing?
Yeah.
What do you think about portable dispensers?
Maybe it's useful too.
Well, let's see, because our seventh speaker, Winston Lawrence, is gonna talk about portable dispenser. So let's welcome Winston Lawrence to the stage. Winston Lawrence, portable dispenser, Winston Lawrence. Your time is 8 to 10 minutes. The stage is yours.
Good luck.
Test. Have you ever felt so bored waiting for that hot water to turn hot? Or is your water dispenser so big that it takes forever and it's impossible to take it around your house? Or maybe the hot water that was made wasn't hot enough to cook up your instant meal. Let me give you a story how my problem is also similar to this situation. It's not a long time ago, it was a few months ago. I was back at home after finishing a long day of school. I was tired, I was coughing, I was sneezing, I was basically suffering. And I wanted to drink some nice hot water to cleanse off my sore throat. I went to the dispenser, I asked for hot water, it gave me cold water. And this problem led me to have to use a thermos to make hot water from outside. Our company thought of this situation and then compromised with a product introducing the portable dispenser. Let me just again. Glaze of all of its glory, its elegant design and unique shape. It's very, very, very simple to use, and it's portable, so you can bring it anywhere you want to. To prove that it's actually very simple to use, I'm going to actually demonstrate my product, so you don't have to be confused while you're trying to use it. The first step is to take out the cable. We take out the cable and then we plug the cable into a charging station or a socket. Then we place this to over here so it can start up the machine to make the hot water. This machine, you can select the temperature from 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 85 degrees, and the maximum is 100 degrees. It's in Celsius. So to prove that it's hot and efficient, I'm going to make the hot water, but first of all, I need to select the temperature. I'm going to select 60 degrees so I don't burn myself. But also, we have to bring 1 gallon of water as a water source or a 600 milliliter water. In this demonstration, I'm going to use this 600 milliliter water for the explanation. The first step is to take off the cap and replace it with this unique version so it can fit. However, when you put in the water, don't just immediately put it in here because it will spill. So instead, you have to do the opposite. You turn the dispenser upside down first. And then, boom, it's upside down. And then I take a cup, but do not use a plastic cup because it is hot water. I wouldn't recommend it. You would burn yourself. So I place it down here, and I click on one button, and it dispenses water. Nice. But Winston, how do you know that this water is actually hot? How do we know that you're not scamming us with this product? So I would like the judges to feel the cup to see if it's hot or not. But do not drink it, please. I need it. If not, we can turn it to 100 degrees. It's a bit warm, right? Yes. So the judges has confirmed that it's a hot water and you can use it for your advantages. This design has many features such as a auto cleaning to remove any bacteria and germs from bottles and dispense it very quickly. Did you just saw how fast it was? Yes. It took around 3 to 7 seconds instead of that lame water dispenser that took 10 hours. So our starting price is at $50, very expensive, and unfortunately for you guys, there is no discount. However, we have a small time deal that can only be bought during this live event as we speak. You can buy 3 of these for the price of 2. And it's also very, very easy to use. Like an old person, just like my grandma, can easily use this. With just 2 clicks of a button, hot water has been dispensed. And when you finish using it, after you finish using it, you can put it back down and then throw it back into this pouch. Our deal is only in this live event, and you can browse this interesting product at our store in the link www.winstonlawrence.com. Trust by it. And unfortunately, we couldn't really manufacture it to others apps or shops. So it's only at Amazon Prime and Shopee. This is a advantage to use, just like I said, you can bring it anywhere. Like if you want to go camping and you need hot water, there's no way you can bring a massive water dispenser with you, right? Impossible. So instead, you buy this product and then you can bring it out to the camps. But you also need electricity because it's a product of a design. So after you finish using it, you can put it back in the pouch, and if also comes with free shipping, it's free shipping, and we can send you this hose right here. It's free hose and free shipping, but only a limited time deal. Also, after you finish using it, you can throw it back, and you can place it anywhere you want because it's small and it also saves you kitchen space. So no need for that big water dispenser. Why not have just a small one for half the price even? It can save space, you can place it anywhere you want, and it's also very, very easy to clean. So browse now, because this right here, we only limited them and we are not planning to restock them. So buy as quick as you can, and it's only gonna be a very small production. So browse at our store at www.winstonlawrence.com, and thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you for your wonderful speech.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to call
some feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Cecilia.
Thank you, Stanley. Okay. Winston. Oh my God, Winston. You're so different now. From the last time I saw your performance at Will Stage, you are almost adult now. Yeah, a bit more, but you're almost adult now. I love that. I can see you grow, not only as a student, a trainee, but also as a speaker. Right? I still remember the last time you tell us your speech, and you were using a slide previously, and now today you are telling us about a product, right? Trying to sell a product. I love that as a colonel, I can see your growth in your vocal dynamics. And you have a better tone emotionally to the user. Like example, so Papa dan Mama, you don't have to worry to find hot water for grandma to drink when she needs to drink her medicine. This is ready for you. So you're solving the pain there of the emotion. You can use it the same when you give example of the pen. You can say like, so when you are thirsty and you need something hot to drink when you're freezing on the mountain, this product is for you, right? I think mom will love this, especially mom with a newborn who needs a baby formula, and this can be a very good result and product for them. Okay, so you can elaborate more of your example to solve the pain. You get the point, Winston? Okay, now let's talk about your performance. I love the way you bring your props to us as judges to show evidence that, oh, you're the water warm, right? I feel like, I wish it was warmer than this. So we can touch it and it feels warm, but we can feel the warmth. So you showcase a very good evidence of the product. I just wish the setup can be more professional. Yeah? What I mean by this, first of all, you are not standing in the middle of the stage. You're a bit left there, right? So I wish it was in the middle. And also I wish that this terminal, or what do you call this? Contact, yeah, whatever it is, you put it on the table. Yeah, so when you plug it, I was very worried when you plug it because it was flying there, hanging, right? So I was to set it up better. Like how? Yes. And also, before the wastage start, you can come earlier to set up the table and everything. Yeah? That is about the setup. Because you said it's a very interesting product already. Yeah? Another part is your office choice today. What happened with your t-shirt? The pants lovely, the shoes amazing. I just wish you choose a better t-shirt rather than PDKT. I thought that you are selling love course today. And also your hairstyle, a bit more gel to make it tidy. Okay? So why? Because you are selling something. You want to create trust. How to create that trust? From first impression. Yeah, it included how you wear your dress and your outfit. You see, today our MC look very professional. They don't need to go to the stage. I can already tell they are professional MC. It's because their choice of outfit, their blazer, very cute blazer. Yeah. So I wish you wore a more proper outfit. Okay, Winston? It's a very lovely demonstration. I'm eager to see what else you sell next. Yeah? Good job. Thank you. Let's give applause for Winston.
Thank you, Mrs. Celia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Now, you can please ring the bell and go back to your seat. That was easy. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainers and parents can feel the feedback form.
Molo.
Alright, thank you. Sure, wait.
Well, tempat mas molo. Why smartphones addiction is a serious problem? Why smartphones addiction is a serious problem? Well, tempat mas kolo. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Good luck.
Good luck. Wish you all the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I saw a group of family at a restaurant. And do you know what I saw? So they weren't talking. They were just glued to their screens. So today I want to show you how serious smartphone addiction is, especially when it comes to children. And this is why we need to regain control and how to balance it. Let's talk what it affects. So first, the average person checks about 96 times their phone a day. And the WHO, or World Health Organization, shows that the average person, or around 5 to 10 years old, that is addicted to smartphone has their anxiety increased by 40%. So let me ask you a question. If you are studying with your phone aside, and the notifications keep popping up,
But somehow, even without a purpose, our hand is so addicted to it that we take our phone and use it. So is it a habit or is it an addiction? And next, smartphones also affect our mind. It affects our mental health and also our focus and relationship. How does it affect our mental health? Have you guys ever heard of FOMO? FOMO is fear of missing out. So let's say you have a friend that keeps scrolling TikTok. And when he tries or she tries to study, she didn't manage to focus at all. How? Because of constant pressure. Our notifications keep popping up so many times that we lost focus. We didn't even pay attention to our own teacher. Some students at our class played video games. Their brain is so addicted to it that they literally didn't even pay any attention. Let me tell you one thing. Studies in USA shows that when our brain is addicted to something, there's a certain point of our part that gets overstressed or overworked. And hence, our brain becomes broken, or shall I say, brain rot. Next. It also affects our relationship. It affects our relationship through stuff like phobbing. Let's say you have a group of family here, but when your parents ask you questions, you weren't even paying attention to your mother. You're phobbing. Phobbing here means that you were ignoring your parents while being addicted to smartphone, which is a serious problem in this kind of generation right here. Because a lot of iPad kids has been so addicted that they keep scrolling through their phone. So that's why it's a serious problem. And second, less face-to-face communication. I bet that everybody here that's been addicted to their smartphone has communicated less in their life than back in the days when they had no gadgets at all. In my personal experience, I ever got addicted to smartphone that I even had low scores. So here I am today with high scores trying to fix it. So how do we fix it? Well, there's a lot of steps, but here are two main points to fix it. But it also reduces focus and productivity because of notifications, constant pressure, and distractions. So let's say there's an adult in a workplace. Back in the days, Bill Gates managed to accomplish something in less than 2 to 3 years. But now, even an average person like us that tries something got distracted so bad that it's going to take us a longer time. So that's why we need to fix our problem. By how, you may ask? First, we can try to set screen time limits. If you have an app and you can use it to track your time, or you can use it to track limits. When I got addicted to it, I tried to fix it. So that's why I set my screen time limits to 2 hours, which is already enough for us in our daily life research. And second, you could also try digital detox, which is a 1-day phone free. So feel free to use this kind of techniques, and there's a lot of other else. So Who controls your life? You or your smartphone? We are the one that control our smartphone, not the smartphone that controls us. So don't don't be a tool to your phone. We are the one that make use of them. So don't be a boss to your screen. So I hope everybody knows how to balance it. So I hope everybody knows how serious this addiction is. Thank you.
Well then. Now I finally know that phone addiction is a really serious problem. Now let's welcome one of our judges to give their evaluation. Let's welcome Sir Ricky.
Thank you very much, MC. Walton. Very nice. The vocal is clear. I feel like you don't rely too much on the slides. I can see that, there is an appropriate that was given to the audience, right? And that's good, right? I think slides-wise, I would say it's pretty nicely made because it's efficient. There are also not too many unnecessary information, so we can focus more on you instead of the slide. Now, what I like is also you ensure that there are also information that's based on credible sources. You cite some studies, and that's good because that builds credibility, right? And at the end of the day, you conclude your speech with a clear call of action. So all in all, I think there are certain sets of elements of persuasive speech that you manage to achieve well. Now, one thing before I go further, you're a colonel. I think that is a fantastic achievement. That's a very high level, and reaching that, no doubt, requires lots of. One thing I really need you to put more focus on, especially as you progress forward, is more situated. You have this tendency to walk around the stage a lot, for example. And also the opening. The opening is interesting. You create an interest. You say that there are lots of family who are on your phone, right? It doesn't really connect with us as much as it is because the delivery is monotonous. There's no exaggeration. It's like you didn't seem shocked. So we don't know how to read this situation. So this little thing, such as the delivery, I feel like it's very significant, especially if you wanted to progress further as your life as in public speaking. So I would say be aware of that and use that as your, anchor point when you're delivering speech. Now let's talk a little bit about the slides and the content of your speech, right? Firstly, title. Title should be used to create intrigue. So you want to be short and simple. You don't want a title that delivers a message because once people know what you're trying to say, they would have assumed what you're trying to say, and some people might know and they would have less interest. So you could have just titled your speech with smartphone addiction, full stop. So here there's a sense of mystery. And as I've said before, persuasive speech relies a lot on credibility. And I appreciate that you cite some studies. That study is something I would need to put in the slide because that is something people would miss. It's an important information. And at the same time, the studies should also be done consistently throughout, not only on one slide, because you want to build credibility. Unless you have the credibility by yourself. Let's just say you're a psychologist or you're an expert in, let's say, human psychology of those. So in that sense, you don't need those credibility because you are the credibility. If you don't have the credibility, make sure that almost every information should be based on an expert or a study. So people know why they should listen to you, right? Great job regardless, all the best for your future.
Thank you, sir. I assume the message will be very appreciated. Now you can please ring the bell and go back to your seat. That was Now let's have one minute of silence so our feedback form.
Monica, what do you think about the quote? Wow.
Can.
I think it really encouraged me to keep doing things.
Well, let's see about that. Because our final speaker is someone who I know personally as Charlene Felicia Lim. Let's welcome Charlene Felicia Lim to the stage. Charlene Felicia Lim. While we still can, Charlene Felicia Lim. Your time is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck.
Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna show you my video. The title is While We Still Can. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's about time. Thank you.
When did everything start changing? It's like life is moving in fast forward and you didn't even. The next, you're sitting alone, scrolling through your phone, wondering where all that time went. It's funny we never get a notification that says, hey, this is the last time this moment's gonna happen. There is no warning, no background music building up. Just change. Quiet, sneaky, and permanent. People drift apart. Routines shift. The things that used to make you feel happy don't hit the same anymore. And it's not always sad. Sometimes it's just weird, realizing that life keeps going on even when you're not ready for it. We always say, let's hang out soon, we'll talk later, there's still time. But life doesn't wait for anyone. One day you wake up and soon has turned into never. And the scary part, you won't even remember when it happened. It's not the big goodbyes that hurts the most. It's the quiet ones, the slow fade outs, the people who just stop showing up, not because of some fight or drama, but because that's just how life goes sometimes. And then one night, it hits you. You're lying in bed, phone in hand, scrolling through your camera roll. Hundreds of random pictures, blurry selfies, dumb memes, inside jokes, only the ones who will get it. And you see faces you haven't seen in ages. There's that one friend who moved away, the person who you used to talk to every single day, and that version of you who looked so happy, and you can't even remember what was happening that day, but you knew it felt simple, and you realized those weren't just pictures. They were proof that you were there, that those moments were real. You were living the good old days and didn't even know about it. And that thought, ladies and gentlemen, hits hard. Because if that was the good old days, then what about now? What if right now, this day, this moment, this version of us, everything, is the next set of the good old days we'll be missing someday? And that's why I call this speech, While We Still Can. Because we still can. We still can text that one friend we haven't talked to in months. We still can say thank you to the people who have been patient with us. We still can choose to show up even when it's easier not to. And I know it sounds cheesy, but maybe being a little cheesy is better than pretending not to care. Because one day, you'll wish you said more, stayed longer, and cared harder. And you won't get that moment back. I used to have a very close friend. We weren't school friends, we actually just met because our parents knew each other. But from the start, we just clicked. Every time our families met up, we'd go off on our own, talking for hours, laughing about random stuff, and making up dumb inside jokes only we understood. She was like the sister I never had. But as we grew older, things started to shift. We were in different school and school just got busier, so it was harder for us to meet up. And it wasn't like there was some big fight or anything. It's just life, quietly getting in the way. Texts from daily conversation turns into the occasional, how are you? Then even those stopped. The last time we saw her was during like our family gathering again. I spotted her across the room and I got so excited. I waved, I smiled, I called out her name, just like the old days. But she barely looked at me. Just nodded and turned away like I was some stranger she barely knew. And at that very moment, it stung. Because I realized the person who used to feel like home suddenly felt like a stranger. Not out of hate, but because time changed us. Slowly, quietly, and without warning. It made me understand that sometimes people don't leave your life dramatically. They just fade, piece by piece, until all that's left is just a memory of how things used to be. So while we still can, smile at someone walking past you, the moment that mattered. Thank you.
Wow, that was a very inspiring speech. Now let's call one of our judges to give feedback. Let's give a round of applause for Miss Celia. Thank you. Charlie. Charlie, you know, video delivery is definitely one of your strengths, right? If one day suddenly you become a very famous influencer or YouTuber, I will not question it, right? Because I have seen the first video that you shared where you put some very interesting choice of edit, right? And sound effects, and also the angle of your video. And now this is much better, right? Your angle is more eye level. I wish it's a bit higher. Have you bought a tripod? Okay. Good. Put it higher next time. Yeah.
And I love your lightning in the background, right? So if this is the start journey of Charlie, the influencer video, I have proudly witnessed it. Okay? And I love how I can see your intonation grow as a speaker. Right? From flat intonation, monotone, and now you have some pressure. And the pressure is going deeper and deeper, right? So I love that you have that playful intonation of yours. Next time, which is now you are a colonel, right? You're going to Lieutenant General. I want you to take a challenge to play more with smaller intonation, right? So it's not only pressure and louder voice, but now let's play more in the sense of pause, right? Some slower pace. So the variety there can build more tension, can build more highlight to your story. So not all of it filled with pressure, but there are parts where it's highlight. There are parts where it's normal. There are parts of we play more. Okay? Today, your video delivery is always mesmerizing, right? Like I always ask you when you play a video as an example. So next time, if there is a colonel student asking, Miss, how to complete this? Colonel student asking, Miss, how to complete it? I will gladly put out your video. This is the minimum requirement I want. Okay? Because we rarely see students use video, even in real stage. Yeah, I think for the time I'm being judged at the real stage, this is the first video project I see. So amazing for you to take that challenge. Yeah, I want you to grow more, not only in the sense of video, because you have already grown as someone who I see not comfortable on the stage, right? Who I think previously hate the stage, but now I see you very enjoying the spotlight. And I love to see you. Okay? So have growth, have patience, have resilience, and now I think you have choose your unique strength. Let's go on. Yeah? Good job, Sean. Amazing.
Thank you, Mrs. Leda. Some words of encouragement. Now you can please ring the bell and go back to your seat.
That was easy.
Now that parents and trainees can feel
And ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling now that the real stage is finally over? As I am too. Well, despite your nervousness, all of you did very good.
So, congratulations to all participants for Real Stage 46. Now, before we invite all participants to the stage to receive pin and certificate, we would like to invite Miss Jovita to announce some special over.
Please give a big round of applause for Miss Jovita.
Oke, thank you MC. Selamat siang Papa Mama semuanya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Ripka atau Papa Mama biasa sebut dengan Jovita. Jadi Jovita adalah CRO dari cabang kita Center Point. Dan juga selain daripada Center Point, seperti yang Papa Mama ketahui bahwasannya kita juga ada cabang lain yaitu di Cemara Asri, tempat ini. Dan juga satu lagi ada di Tritura atau dengan Miss Aurel. Sebelumnya, Jovita mengucapkan banyak terima kasih untuk kehadiran Papa, Mama, dan juga anak-anak kami semuanya hari ini yang sudah menyempatkan hadir untuk ikut menyaksikan dan melaksanakan real stage di pagi hari ini. Sebelumnya mari kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk anak-anak kita semuanya yang sudah menyelesaikan real stage. Congratulations for our trainees. Dan mungkin Papa Mama masih ada yang bertanya-tanya, sebenarnya real stage itu apa? Jadi real stage itu adalah ujian yang dilakukan secara reguler oleh SMLONE untuk memastikan supaya anak-anak kita yang berada di SMLONE ini bisa mengalami perkembangan atau singkatnya kita biasa sebut dengan ujian kenaikan level. Nah, jadi setelah anak-anak kita melakukan real stage di hari ini, maka mereka akan mendapatkan 3 hal. Yang pertama sertifikat, kemudian pin kenaikan level, dan yang terakhir itu ada report real stage. Jadi selain daripada feedback oleh judges tadi secara langsung, nanti anak-anak kita juga akan ada reportnya dan ini akan dikirimkan oleh tim training kami ke email orang tua. Lalu terkadang mungkin kita juga ingin tahu bagaimana sih melihat perkembangan dan progres anak-anak kita selama di SMLONE. Jadi Papa Mama, kita itu ada link yang disebut dengan link Student Success Hub atau kita sebutnya dengan link report. Jadi link report ini sudah dikirimkan oleh CRO setiap cabang itu ke WhatsApp orang tua. Jadi misalkan Papa Mama lupa linknya itu udah di mana atau yang mana, nanti boleh banget hubungi masing-masing CRO di setiap cabang. Nanti kita akan kirimkan, kemudian selain daripada link ini, orang tua juga bisa menerima progres anak-anak melalui penelponan oleh homeroom. Biasanya homeroom juga pasti udah memperkenalkan diri ke orang tua, dari pertama kali orang tua masuk sampai seterusnya anak-anak kita masih di SMLONE. Dan yang ketiga itu juga ada Parents Trainer Meeting atau PTM yang biasanya kita lakukan selama satu kali per 1 term atau 1 kali per 4 bulan. Lalu, nah di sini kan tadi Papa Mama udah lihat bahwasannya anak-anak kita itu enggak hanya dari 1 level. Yang mana SMLONE itu kita ada 6 level. Jadi ketika anak kita saat ini masih di private atau di level 1, maka nextnya setelah dari real stage mereka akan naik ke surgeon, surgeon ke lieutenant kolonel menjadi kolonel, kolonel ke lieutenant general, dan lieutenant general menjadi general. Setelah general ikut real stage maka anak-anak kita lulus atau wisuda bareng SMLONE. Terus yang selanjutnya, nah karena juga levelnya udah naik nih Papa Mama, maka bukunya pasti juga harus ganti ke level selanjutnya. Jadi untuk hari ini khusus anak-anak kami yang join real stage, maka kita berikan promo spesial untuk 1 set buku itu dari harga normal 600.000 menjadi 500.000. Yang mana itu dapat 1 set, ada speaking project, live project, sama diary book. Dan hanya Papa Mama boleh melakukan pembeliannya di lantai bawah bersama saya Jovita. Lalu seperti yang kita tahu bahwa SMLONE itu ada beberapa program dari kelas 1 sampai kelas 2 SD, ada apprentice, kemudian Orator Society Junior 3 sampai 6 SD, dan yang terakhir itu ada Orator Society Youth atau SMP sampai SMA. Selain daripada itu, untuk yang profesional dan dewasa juga kita ada programnya Papa Mama. Ada speaking arena, corporate training, public speaking workshop, dan juga ada private mentoring. Jadi ketika Papa Mama nih merasakan manfaat daripada SMLONE dan tertarik untuk mengajak teman atau kerabat atau saudara untuk join, maka kami dari SMLONE juga menyediakan referral program. Yaitu ketika Papa Mama mengajak teman atau saudara dan kerabat, maka nanti Papa Mama atau anak-anak kita itu mendapatkan voucher referral up to 200.000. Jadi Papa Mama dapat voucher referral 200.000, yang diajak pun mendapatkan potongan atau diskon 200.000. Semakin banyak ngajak teman, semakin banyak lagi vouchernya. Oke, karena ini kita udah mendekati dengan bulan Desember atau bulannya liburan anak-anak, maka SMLONE juga mengadakan dan membuka yaitu holiday program. Ini kita laksanakan bulan depan Desember di sini di Cemar Asri, yaitu programnya adalah Future Leaders Camp, yaitu program liburan dari kelas 1 SD sampai 3 SMA yang mana kita mempelajari tentang kepemimpinan atau leadership, penemuan diri, dan juga pertumbuhan pribadi anak-anak kita. Yang mana ini acaranya bakalan seru banget dan pasti akan berbeda banget dari kelas reguler anak-anak kita. Dan ini nanti anak-anak itu bisa dapat selain daripada nilai leadership, ada juga teamworknya, self-confidence-nya, mengembangkan potensi-potensi anak, dan juga mendapatkan sertifikat partisipasi daripada holiday kita. Kemudian nanti ini ada harga spesial, kita lagi ada early bird price, dan juga ada group discount price. Nah terus nanti yang terakhir anak-anak pun dapat eksklusif camp kit for apprentice sampai youth. Jadi nanti ada juga mendapatkan eksklusif camp untuk anak-anak kita. Nanti tanggalnya ada di sana, yang apprentice, yang junior sama youth, jadi itu berbeda harinya, kita tidak menginap, jadi nanti hanya ada pembatasan waktu itu sekitar jam 9 sampai sore. Seperti itu. Informasi selanjutnya nanti Papa Mama boleh menanyakan ke Jovita di lantai bawah ataupun ke masing-masing CRO di setiap cabang. Demikian yang bisa Jovita sampaikan. Jika Papa Mama ada feedback ataupun input untuk kami akan sangat bahagia sekali jika Papa Mama boleh mengisikannya melalui link feedback kita. Dan kalaupun tidak mau dari link feedback, maka boleh juga langsung menghubungi masing-masing CRO di setiap cabang. Boleh Jovita, Sofia, dan juga Aurel. Demikian informasi yang bisa Jovita sampaikan. Terima kasih dan Jovita serahkan kembali ke MC.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Jovita, for the announcement. Now we would like to call Miss Cecilia to come to the stage and present the certificate and pin. So now let's welcome Sir Ricky to present the certificate and pin.
And now we would like to call the participants to come up to the stage, taking turns. If you hear your name being called, please go up to the stage to receive your pin. Thalisa Yonan. Surgeon Thalisa Yonan.
Surgeon Surgeon Ixo Lowell Tankyono.
Call it slower, call it slower. We need to do it for Miss Cecilia. Surgeon Kenji Ryo Kusumo. Huh? Yes. We need to do it for Miss Cecilia.
Surgeon Emily Santo.
Lieutenant Colonel Shane Ferrucio Lim.
Lieutenant General Welton Patmosmolo.
Lieutenant General Charlene Felicia Lim.
Oh, you first.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Ricky. You may return to your seat.
We would like to once again congratulate and thank all of our trainees for their participation, our judges who I'm sure have given feedback that will improve each of the speakers, and the audience, our dear parents and friends who've come here to support us.
We appreciate every single moment we've spent with everyone, and we will always remember this as our most memorable memory. I am Lieutenant Colonel Bonita.
And I am Lieutenant Colonel Stanley. Thank you and see you at the next event. Before we end this session, we would like to invite all participants and judges to come to the stage so that we can take photos together.
And also don't forget to bring your certificates as well.
What? Oh.
MC. Okay, so after the MC say SML1, what do you guys say? Fantastic. All right, let's start.
SML1.
Making
you better you.
Yay. Just one more time with more energy. Can I have that, guys? just round of applause, yay, and then clap after that. Okay, let's start. Okay, MC?
One.
Wait for the video first.
SML1.
Making you better you.
Okay.
Miss sertifikat MC dong, kasih sampai ke
Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. Want shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.